We got record foreclosures, folks are losing their homes. The banks have gotten money, but they won't make loans. The taxes are bringing small business to their knees, and we owe our soul to the red Chinese. Mr. President, Mr. President, what are you going to do? I'm gonna take off my coat and roll up my sleeve, turn on the teleprompter and give another speech. Act real cool and talk real soft, and then go out and play another round of golf. Throw a party at the White House and give a big show aboard Air Force One, and away I'll go. Up to New York, take Michelle to a play, then shoot a few hoops and call it a day.
You know, I don't know a lot of people that over the years have made me laugh more with music as a bed than Ray Stevens. I've told you the story before, but when I was a wee willy kid, I had a little 45 or whatever you call it. I guess it was a 45, a little LP player. And my mom and I were laughing about this recently. My brother said it was embarrassing. I sit in there and, well, anyway, it's a hardcover plastic record player, and it was a portable one, but I kept it propped open all the time. And if it wasn't the first LP I had, it was one of them. I believe it was the first. Everything is Beautiful. And I wore that thing out. And I would listen to Ray Stevens songs when I was a little bitty kid. And when we first added Nashville as an affiliate, the Ray Stevens folks were so kind to me. Don Murray Grubbs and Ray Stevens' entire team. And our station in Nashville is literally 100 feet from the Ray Stevens building. And so they said, yeah, come on over and meet him. It was 20 minutes before I was going on air that day. I run out and I dart over and I meet Ray Stevens because I've told the story before. I've met presidents and it didn't impress my mother. But meeting Ray Stevens, I had arrived. I only wish my grandmother was still around so that she could know that her grandson had met the great Ray Stevens, because that's about good as it gets. Mississippi Squirrel Revival, Ahab the Arab. This man's done some interesting things. And as it turns out, he's on the line.
Oh, my goodness.
How are you, young man?
Well, I'm just embarrassed to death, but I don't deserve any of those words, but it's great to be on with you, Michael.
Lyndon Johnson used to tell the story out on the stump of the preacher in Central Texas that the congregation presented him with a Cadillac, and he got so flustered that he stood up and he said, I don't appreciate it, but I do deserve it.
Well,
Ray Stevens, you know what? We're not going to talk about your age, but I'm going to tell you, you're not 18 years old, and yet you're more prolific than about it. You know, you are an impressive man. You got a new CD out. You got a book out. Let's get political. Where do you get all this energy? What is the secret? Is it acai berries or what is it?
I got a lot of help, and in the form of a guy named Buddy Kalb, and then, of course, there are other folks around the office, Mike Shepard, and he doesn't
That's
write.
A nice little office you got there, the Ray Stevens
and,
building.
Don Murray Grubbs, who you mentioned.
Yes.
He's just fabulous, and, there's just a bunch of folks helping me. And, when I was younger, when I was 18, I was pretty dumb, so I'm still trying to get it right here.
You know, you have done you've done pretty well. I got your book in the mail, and I got the CDs in the mail. Thank you, and I got the T-shirts, and one of which is already going to be sent to my father, who is a big fan of yours. But this CD, we talked about it before it came out. Tell folks about this, because I want them to go out and buy it. Ray Stevens is our guest.
Well, you're talking about We the People?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a CD that is a big CD, and what I mean by that is it has more than your normal dozen songs. It's got about, I think, 22 songs.
Right.
And it comes, we've got a sort of a special going here. There's another CD with about, 12 or 13, total of 33 songs in the two CDs. The other CD is called Spirit of 76.
Yeah,
and they're
I'm
all
looking at this. You're dressed
songs
up like...
about, patriotism and political satire. And Instead of liner notes, I thought it would be kind of unique to write a little book that went with these two CDs called Let's Get Political, and talk about each song and give the lyrics to each song. And it turned out to be a pretty thick little volume, you know. I mean, it's thicker than I thought it would be. And it's I guess you could say it's just elaborate liner notes.
But, you know, to be sure, Ray Stevens is our guest. This stuff is intended, I think, to make people laugh, but there's no doubt there is some serious political commentary in the midst of it, and it kind of like you sort of slide it in there. I'm looking at the titles. The skies just ain't friendly anymore. Mr. President, God save Arizona. And you were one of the people that really stepped up behind Arizona when they were being attacked by so many people, and I really appreciated that.
Well, I think they need all the help they can get because, you know, what's happening there is not right. And it's just pure and plain. It's so simple. I don't know why there's a problem, but I guess there still is.
You don't really have a song on here called Obama Budget Plan, do you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it talks about these private citizens who can't make ends meet, and so they adopt the Obama budget plan and put a printing press in their basement, and they're printing $20 bills as fast as they can turn them out, you know, and it sort of parallels what the government's doing in a larger way.
Ray, where do folks get these CDs if they want them?
Well, right now, this is like I just said. Well, I don't know if I said it or not, but it's a new product, and it's first and foremost on the RayStevens.com website. And then, of course, later it'll be in all the other places where you would normally buy records or CDs or whatever people call them these days. Back when I started, it was on wire, I think. But RayStevens.com, and then later on Amazon. And
well, I'll tell you what, we're going to put that on our blast. It goes out to all our listeners. I'm going to post that to my Facebook page. I'm going to post it to our blog, and I encourage people support this because I think it's good not only for Ray Stevens, it's good for artists out there to see where real Americans are, and that if the folks that we support with our dollars, you know, they ought to respect our opinions too. And I think it's a fantastic thing that folks like Ray Stevens are stepping out and doing this. And I hope you'll support it. RayStevens.com.
Oh, good for you.
The Michael Berry Show.